Welcome to Bus Driver Life. Today I'm gonna talk about detours, but I'm gonna talk about it at home. So let's go. Okay, I have a little bit of a reference video here that I'm gonna kind of react to, and it's gonna kind of springboard me into my subject, which is detours, because I'm not the only bus driver in the world that hates detours and also hates the reaction that you get from passengers when you have to do a detour. Okay, let's just watch this.
There's nothing I could do about these detours. Like every time I yell out detour, everybody going crazy on me. Yo, listen, you think I want to go on detour? There's nothing I can do about it. It ain't my fault. Pico Energy out here, the gas company, cable companies, construction and that. Yo, everybody know the whole Philly under construction. So when I say a detour, don't get mad at me. I don't want to do the detour, but I got to. As soon as I yell detour, oh my God, y'all always on detour. Y'all don't know what y'all be doing. Yo, there's nothing I could do about these detours.
I'm with him. And see, he's from Philly. He's a Philly bus driver. And his name is Bus Driver Do. He's on Instagram. He's a really funny, Instagrammer. He posts a lot of funny skits that have to do with bus driving and bus passengers and what passengers do, what bus drivers do. And he's just a really cool dude. So if you're on Instagram, you need to go follow bus_driver_do. I follow him. I think he's hilarious. And yeah, he should start a YouTube channel. That'd be cool too, to go with his Instagram. But you know, he's doing some big things on Instagram. Anyway, he's speaking on behalf of Philly, but honestly, that is the same story for bus drivers, period. Like whether you're in Sacramento or New York or Milwaukee or I don't know, Chicago, whether you're in the UK, I mean anywhere, Australia, any country that you have to drive a bus in a city, there will be detours. And very rarely do detours work in your favor. There have been a few times where I was like, I actually like this detour and I want to continue doing this detour. But most of the times when the bus has to detour off route, all of traffic has to detour with you. It's typically where a road is probably blocked due to construction or some kind of event. Typically, all of traffic has to go on that detour with you. So you're just stuck in traffic going around this detour. And it's even worse because, you know, the road you're on may be 3 or 4 lanes, but the detour may take you down like a side street or more of a residential street where there's only 1 lane. So it can be chaos. And it's also chaos on the bus because the passengers are very impatient when it comes to that. Like, if you ever want to see people on your bus jump up and be like, hey, where you going? Just turn somewhere that bus is not supposed to turn. You think people are not paying attention. You think they're just their faces buried in their phones, which they are, or their laptops, or zoned out listening to music. Turn when you're not supposed to turn. Hey, where you going? What you doing? This bus driver doesn't know where they're going. This bus driver's an idiot. You shouldn't be driving buses because you're making a wrong turn. Oh my God. And I understand detours can be a major inconvenience because I remember recently I had a detour on a route because the night before somebody was driving under the influence of alcohol and they hit a major light pole. You know, they were driving. Bow! And knocked it over. It was blocking the whole entire road. So for the entire day, this major road, I mean, this is a major road, and it was a Sunday, and the street still gets lots of traffic. This road was blocked. It was closed because the power line down and power in the whole area was out. So I had to detour. And the thing is, there are no side streets around this road where you could just real quick detour around the blockage. So I had to make a right turn and drive 10 minutes that way, then go back up this other road, then drive another 10 minutes back to the road that I had to detour off of. So, you know, obviously I was running late. Basically even though it took about 10 minutes that way and 10 minutes, a few minutes going that way, I was still managed to be about 10, 15 minutes late. I wasn't really 20, 25, which you would probably expect me to be, but I was able to keep it at about 15 minutes. But anyway, so I'm going on this detour on one of the trips because I was on this detour all day because the road was blocked. There was no getting through. This lady comes up to me on one of the trips you're going to make me late to my connecting bus because there was a bus towards the end of my route that a lot of people connect to. And I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I had to detour. And she's just like, that's okay, that's okay, you know. You guys, you know, don't know how to be on time. I'm sitting here like, we're on a detour right now. Didn't you see the road? Like, she clearly saw the road was blocked. There was like, you know, utility trucks, highway patrol cars with the lights flashing. Like, the whole street was blocked off. You could clearly see it. So if you're on the bus and you're a passenger, you can see once we get to this particular intersection, you can't go straight. Like, every time I would pull up to it, people on the bus, because, you know, on each trip, they were like, oh, what's going on here? What's going on there? And I had to explain it to them, to different people each trip. Because whenever something happens along your bus route, this is a side note, people expect you to know everything. So I'm going to veer off a little bit here. I remember it was a couple weeks ago I was driving a route. And as I'm driving, I could see a few blocks down, there was a whole bunch of police and emergency vehicles. It was nighttime, so you saw the lights flashing. It looks like the road could be potentially blocked off, but turns out it wasn't. It's a 3-lane road. 2 of the lanes were blocked, but they had the 1 lane where they were still letting people to get through. But anyway, I was trying to determine, like, hey, you know, you have to do that as a bus driver. Like, you got to figure out, is the street blocked? Exactly how blocked is it? Basically, is it blocked or is it blocked? Because if it's blocked, you cannot get through. But if it's just kind of blocked, you can still get through. It'll probably be a lane, you know, that you can get on through. You can slide on through. So anyway, I'm approaching the scene. I don't know what's going on. I just see all the flashing lights. This dude that was sitting in the back seat of the bus, the very rear of the bus, the very rear of the coach, he walks up to the front. Hey, bro, what's going on up there? I'm sitting there like, I didn't say anything. I'm just like in my head like, dude, how am I supposed to know the answer? I don't know what's going on. I have no clue. And he was serious. Hey, bro, what's going on up there? And he's looking too. And I'm like, but I did eventually answer, and I was like, I'm not sure. He's like, oh, okay. It looked like it might be an accident. You think it's an accident? And once again, I don't know. You know, another thing, I can take these headphones off. So yeah, I basically said all that just to say people expect you to know everything that's going on along your route. So back to what I was talking about before. The lady was upset at me saying that I was going to make her late for her connection. And she was late. She missed that bus. She had to take the next bus. But it was out of my control. Like I said, driving down the road like this, because this is how I drive. I'm joking. Normally we just keep straight and get to the end of the line and we're all good. But instead of keeping straight, I had to turn right and I had to drive like 10 minutes that way. Then turn up this way on another road, which runs parallel to the road that was blocked. Then I had to make another left turn and go like 10 minutes that way to get back to the road that I had to be detoured around, which is the road that I was supposed to keep straight on. And she's blaming me for the bus being late. And I'm like, I didn't do this, okay? But she wasn't having it. She was upset until she got off the bus. She had a really bad attitude with me. And I don't know. I've given up on passengers like that. There are some really amazing passengers out there. She was not one of them.
He ain't lying.
Oh, and please get this. I understand her being irritated that she was going to miss her connection. Nothing wrong with being upset about that fact. Like, oh man, because the bus is detouring and you have to detour so far to get around this accident or this incident, I'm going to miss my bus. I'm so upset because now I got to wait on the next bus. I get that. That would have been fine. But for her to say, you, as in me, the bus driver, are making me late, and you, as in me, the bus driver, are going to make me miss my connection, I'm just like, I didn't do anything. If we're going to blame anyone, it will be the drunk person that was driving their car that slammed into a light pole and knocked it over. And from what I heard, the guy did survive. He was fine, but his car was not fine, and that light pole was definitely not fine. They literally put like a whole new pole in the ground and rewired everything or whatnot. So, but that's not the point. But detours suck. Detours are normally not fun. And for me, since I was like running about 15 minutes late the entire day, thanks to that detour, because it was in both directions, my breaks were cut very short. And on Sundays, I actually do get a little bit of a break on the route that I do on Sundays because it's a little bit slower than it is during the week. So I actually get pretty decent breaks on each end normally, unless I get hit really hard with a lot of people on a couple of trips, then I might not get a break. But Sundays are a little bit more laid back than Monday through Friday and even Saturday, typically. So that was kind of upsetting because I'm like, oh, it's a Sunday. It's a more laid back day. Still a lot of work, still a lot of, mental exhaustion after, driving and dealing with people and dealing with traffic, but still a little bit more laid back than the normal Monday through Friday. But nope, not that day. Nope. All because of detours. So it's also so funny when people are like, where are you going? And I'm like, you don't see the semi truck flipped upside down right there? I can't keep straight. There's a truck turned upside down. I gotta turn. Okay, I was just wondering where you were going. Speaking of where I'm going, quick story time. This has nothing to do with detours. This is bus driver life. I'm talking about bus driver stuff, okay? So go on this journey with me. So today when I was at work driving my route, my bus pulls into like a major station in which there's a light rail train, there's different bus routes. It's like a big station. So a lot of buses and light rail trains and stuff like that, bus routes from different transit systems and everything, stop at this station. So it was a Saturday and it was early Saturday morning. So this particular route that I do, it runs a little hot. So whenever I get to a time point, I have to sit at my time point and wait my time out. And once it's my departure time, then I can leave. So normally when I get to this station, I'm a few minutes early because it's early Saturday morning, not a lot of traffic, not a whole lot of people getting on because it's Saturday morning. So pulling to the station, I'm about 4 minutes early. And typically when I'm about 4 or 5 minutes early, I get out of my driver's seat and I'll stand because it feels like you're in prison or something where you're stuck in that seat all day. Like you gotta stand up and stretch, let the blood flow a little bit. It just feels good to stand up for a few minutes. So there was a lady getting onto my bus and she was asking where does my bus go? Basically just confirming that my bus was going where she needed it to go. And that's a very good practice if you're a passenger. If you're not sure, just confirm with the driver that the bus is going the direction you need it to go so there won't be any surprises later on. So anywho, she gets on the bus and as she's getting on and walking past the fare box, she had a pass. So I've already taken my seatbelt off and I'm standing up so that I can step outside, right outside the door just to stand for a minute. And she's like, where are you going? And it caught me off guard a little bit and I'm like looking around like, who's she talking to? So then I repeated the destination and I'm like, we already had this conversation about where this bus is going. So I repeated the destination. She was like, no, I know that, but where are you going? Like, why is this bus not moving? Like, why are you getting out of your seat? And she had like a little attitude. She was getting a little jazzy with me. You know what I mean? I gotta do this so that you know how jazzy she was getting with me.
A few moments later.
And I wanted to say, well, it's really none of your business where I'm going. I need you to go sit down, shut up, and leave me alone. I wouldn't do that because that would just perpetuate the stereotype that bus drivers are mean and rude and miserable or something. So I just said, ma'am, this bus is about 4 minutes early. So I'm just going to get out of my seat because I would like to stretch a little bit. So I'm going to step right outside the door for about 4 minutes because we're early. I cannot leave. And I don't want to just sit in my seat for 4 minutes. I'd rather get out of the seat. And she's like, oh, okay. I was just asking. In my mind, I'm like, you didn't have to ask me anything. Does that mean? I don't think it is. Back to the detours. Passengers, stop yelling at bus drivers when they have a detour. Stuff happens on the roads. Most major cities, they have construction projects all over the place where it'll be a 2, 3, or 4 lane road and it'll be down to 1 lane because they'll block off a lane or 2 or 3. Some people have car accidents, wrecks, where they have to block the street off because, they have to clean up the accident, or they have to investigate. People have to get into the ambulance and stuff like that. So detours are gonna happen. Sometimes the detour may even cause you to miss your bus stop, and you have to get off a little bit past your bus stop. That's just the way it works sometimes. So, bus drivers is doing the best that they can. Detours happen. Bus drivers don't like detours, and we know the passengers don't like them because you guys are very, very vocal about that. So, we're doing a detour, leave us alone. When we're doing a detour, just mind your own business. When we're doing a detour, just shut. Seriously though, just be a little bit more compassionate. A lot of times when we're doing a detour, sometimes we're turning down streets we may have never even paid attention to before. Like, like I said, it's normally like a little residential or side street or something because we have to get around whatever blockage. So we're trying to make sure we make the right turns, because you don't want to make a wrong turn on a detour, because you may turn down a street that could be a dead end, or a street that's not suitable for buses, for a vehicle that large. So there's a lot happening during the detour thing. It's not like a party or anything. So let's go back to my bus for the outro. So thank you for watching Bus Driver Life. I appreciate you. If you enjoyed the content, please like, share, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. And you will see me in the next video, because I can't see you guys. I would like to, but hey, can bus drivers be cool? Can we do the peace sign? Or are we not supposed to be cool? We can't be cool? I don't know, whatever.